At 10,000 meters in the air, the windshield of the aircraft suddenly cracked. The captain immediately realized the danger. He quickly reported the situation to the ground and applied for a return flight. But before he could finish speaking, the windshield shattered instantly. The co-pilot was directly sucked out of the window. At the same time, the glass fragments were sucked into the engine, caused severe damage to the aircraft. What was even worse was that the powerful airflow blew open the cockpit door. The flight attendant was instantly blown to the ground. In an emergency, the flight attendants ignored their own safety. They kept comforting the passengers, helping them put on oxygen masks. At this time, the co-pilot's body was still hanging outside the window, in danger of losing his life at any moment. The captain tried to pull him into the cabin, but it was of no avail. The captain had to stabilize the aircraft first and reduce the altitude. At this time, the aircraft was descending at a speed of 3 kilometers per second. If this continued, it was very likely to hit a snow-capped mountain. At this critical moment, the captain held his breath, concentrating on flying the aircraft. Finally, the aircraft was successfully pulled up. The co-pilot also returned to his seat due to the strong inertia. The second captain, regardless of his pain at this moment, immediately struggled to crawl into the cockpit. With the concerted efforts of everyone, he successfully reached the cockpit and quickly closed the cockpit door. Thus, the cabin was stabilized. The second captain quickly put on oxygen masks for them and pressed the emergency code at the same time. After receiving the emergency code, the ground control center immediately activated the emergency response plan. All flights were grounded, and the runway was cleared for landing. At the same time, the public security, medical, fire, fighting and security personnel all got ready and waited on the spot. But just then, a huge cumulonimbus cloud appeared in front of them. There were storms and lightning in the cloud. The captain did not dare to proceed rashly, choosing to turn around and try to find an opportunity around. The passengers fell into a panic. After continuous circling, an opening in the cloud was finally found. Then the captain flew the aircraft into the cloud. The dark clouds surrounded the aircraft with lightning. It could be shot down at any time. The captain calmly held the control stick, looking ahead with a firm gaze. Suddenly, hail began to fall in the sky, constantly hitting the aircraft's fuselage. Just as the aircraft was about to pass through the cloud, the divided clouds suddenly closed again. The aircraft quickly disappeared from the radar. At this moment, the ground personnel all lowered their heads in silence. Just when everyone thought the aircraft could not survive, the aircraft suddenly broke through the clouds. The tense hearts of everyone finally relaxed, but the crisis had not been lifted yet. At this time, a snow-capped mountain suddenly appeared in front. The captain urgently adjusted the fuselage and pulled up the aircraft. Finally, it successfully flew over. With the joint efforts of the 3 captains, the aircraft slowly reduced its altitude and prepared for landing. Finally, it stopped at the end of the runway. The passengers turned from fear to joy.